You have your phone in your hand. The screen lights up. For 1 second, your heart speeds up. Maybe it's that reply. Maybe it's that apology. Maybe it's the message you've been waiting for so long. But it isn't. It's just another random notification. And once again, you return to silence. Now, imagine another scene. You come home tired, close the door, and stand still for a few seconds. It is not just tiredness from work. It is the weight of someone who spent the whole day trying to be strong, trying not to explode, trying to smile when, deep down, all you wanted was to be quiet. No one saw how many times you took a deep breath so you wouldn't lose control. No one saw how many things you swallowed just to keep the peace. No one saw how much you hoped someone would notice. And no one noticed. Maybe this is one of the quietest pains of adult life. Understanding that the world does not pause just because you are tired. People keep living. Responsibilities keep coming. Problems keep knocking at your door. And you keep waiting for someone to change. Waiting for someone to recognize you, waiting for someone to apologize, waiting for someone to choose you, waiting for someone to do for you what? Deep down, only you can begin. But while you wait, your life passes. It passes in small pieces. One postponed day, one avoided conversation, one swallowed boundary, one broken promise to yourself. Another night going to sleep late because your mind is still trapped in something that should have ended long ago. And maybe this hurts, but it needs to be said. Many times, what keeps you trapped is not only what they did to you, it is what you stop doing for yourself after that. There is a kind of waiting that looks like love, but it is dependency. There is a kind of waiting that looks like patience, but it is fear. There is a kind of waiting that looks like hope, but it is escape. You call it giving time to time, but you know you are delaying a decision. You call it waiting for the right moment, but you know you are afraid of the first step. You call it, I just need a sign. But reality has already given you several signs, and you refuse to look. You know you need to change, but you wait until you feel like it. You know you need to walk away, but you wait for that person to hurt you again. You know you need to say no, but you wait for others to stop asking. You know you need to take care of yourself, but you wait until there is time left over. And little by little, your life starts to end up in other people's hands. If they reply, you can breathe. If they disappear, you fall apart. If they praise you, you feel capable. If they criticize you, you doubt everything. If they choose you, you feel important. If they ignore you, you'll feel invisible. But that is not peace. That is living like a hostage to a reply, a hostage to a look, a hostage to approval, a hostage to someone else's change, a hostage to an apology that may never come. Over time, you start to believe that you can only move forward when the other person does something first. I will only move on when they apologize. I will only be okay when that person changes. I will only start when someone supports me. I will only value myself when someone recognizes me. But what if that never happens? What if the message never comes? What if the apology never arrives? What if that person never changes? What if no one notices your effort? How long are you going to put your existence on pause? That question is hard, but it is necessary. Because there is a part of your life that no one can live for you. No one can wake up in your place and choose discipline. No one can organize your mind for you. No one can set boundaries with the person you keep allowing to walk all over you. No one can close the cycle that you keep reopening inside your own head every night. People can support you. They can advise you. They can hold you. They can walk beside you for a while. But there is a part that is yours. Stoicism enters exactly at this point. It does not come to tell you that you should not feel pain. It does not come to tell you that you should turn into stone. It comes to remind you that precisely because life is difficult, you need to stop wasting energy trying to control what does not depend on you. You do not control whether someone will recognize you, but you do control whether you will keep making yourself smaller just to be accepted. You do not control whether someone will apologize, but you do control whether you will turn the absence of that apology into a prison. You do not control whether a person will change, but you do control whether you will keep waiting for that change in order to have peace. You do not control everything, but you control something, and that something is where your life begins to change. The question is not, why does nobody do anything for me? The question is, what am I failing to do for myself? Maybe you are waiting for respect, but you keep accepting disrespect. You are waiting for peace, but you keep feeding chaos. You are waiting for clarity, but you keep running from the truth. You are waiting for love, but you keep returning to places where you only receive crumbs. Responsibility is not guilt. Guilt locks you in the past. Responsibility brings you back to the present. Guilt asks, who did this to me? Responsibility asks, what can I do now? Maybe someone hurt you, and that was unfair. Maybe someone promised and did not keep their word, and that left scars. But now there is a choice, to turn that pain into a chain, or to turn that pain into direction. Returning to yourself is not a beautiful movie scene. Returning to yourself is not sending that message when loneliness screams. It is getting out of bed when your mind wants to sink. It is saying no with your heart racing. It is keeping a small promise even when you do not feel like it. Think about a relationship that hurts you. The person repeats the same cycle, disappears, comes back, promises, fails, looks for you when they need something, and disappears when you need something, and you wait for them to notice. You wait for them to mature. You wait for them to recognize it. But maybe that day will never come. So the question stops being, when will this person change? And becomes, why do I keep giving so much access to someone who hurts me in the same way? If your peace depends on the change of someone who does not want to change, then your peace is in a prison. But when you change what you allow, a door opens. Maybe the person stays the same, but you can stop being the same available place. That is maturity. Maturity is not becoming cold. It is no longer placing your peace in the hands of someone who does not even know how to take care of their own. And at first, it hurts. Setting boundaries hurts. Stopping the insistence hurts. Walking away hurts. But there is a pain that destroys, and there is a pain that heals. The pain of staying in the same pattern destroys. The pain of changing heals. Now think about your practical life. You say you want to change, grow, and live differently. But you wait for the perfect moment. You wait for more energy. You wait for more supports. You wait for more confidence. You wait for life to become less difficult. But life rarely becomes simple before you begin. Many times, it only starts to organize itself after you take the first step. You do not need to transform everything in one day, but you need to stop abandoning everything every day. Maybe today, your part is waking up on time. Maybe it is walking for 20 minutes. Maybe it is turning off your phone earlier. Maybe it is not sending that message. Maybe it is saying, I can't. Maybe it is admitting, I no longer want to live waiting. Do not underestimate the small things. A life changes mainly through small choices repeated when no one is watching. Self-confidence is not born from beautiful phrases. Self-confidence is born when you begin proving to yourself that you can count on you. Did you promise to sleep earlier? Sleep. Did you promise to study for half an hour? Study. Did you promise not to look for the person who hurts you? Do not look. Did you promise to respect yourself? Stop accepting what diminishes you. Every small promise kept reorganizes something inside you. You begin to think, maybe I can, and that maybe I can is already the beginning of a new life. Do not wait until you feel ready to begin. You begin in order to become ready. Do not wait for confidence to appear. Confidence comes after a few actions. Do not wait for fear to disappear. You learn to walk even with fear. And when you change, some people find it strange. They say you are cold. They say you are selfish. They say you are different. But maybe you simply stop burning yourself to keep others warm. Maybe you simply understood that you also need care. Your peace does not need to be approved by those who benefited from your confusion. Your boundaries do not need to be applauded by those who crossed all of them. You were not born to be convenient. You were born to live with dignity. Life begins to change when you ask, what is the smallest honest action I can take today? Make a call, write a clear message, delete a conversation, walk for a few minutes, read one page, go to sleep earlier, say no without inventing a huge excuse. Stop looking for those who only look for you when it is convenient for them. Simple, but not easy. Because what is simple, when it requires courage, stops being small. And maybe this is what you needed to hear today. Nobody can do for you what requires your decision. They can give you advice, but they cannot choose for you. They can love you, but they cannot build yourself. They can support you, but they cannot defeat your laziness. They can open a door, but they cannot cross it with your legs. That part is yours. Your part is yours. Because if it is yours, it is still in your hands. And if it is still in your hands, you are not defeated. You may be tired, but you are not defeated. You may have waited too long, but you are not defeated. You may have lost time, but you are not defeated. You may have abandoned yourself many times, but you can still return. Return with one action. Return with one choice. Return with one small promise kept today. Do not wait for them to apologize in order to move forward. Do not wait for them to value you in order to respect yourself. Do not wait for them to support you in order to begin. Do not wait for the pain to become unbearable before choosing yourself. Do what only you can do today with what you have, in the way that is possible, without drama, without an audience, without an announcement, without waiting for applause. Just begin. Because in the end, life will not only ask how many people failed to do their part, it will also ask whether you did yours. Peace is no longer abandoning yourself. So remember this. You do not need to solve your entire life today, but you do need to stop placing your life in the hands of people who will not carry it for you. Take responsibility for what depends on you. I take responsibility for what depends on me. Not to prove anything, not to look strong, not to impress anyone. But because there comes a moment when continuing to wait becomes too expensive, and maybe that moment is now. And if this message made sense to you, write in the comments the phrase, "I take responsibility for what depends on me," not as a beautiful phrase, but as a silent commitment to your own life. If this video helped you in any way, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Because here we continue reflecting on inner strength, self-control, and peace in the middle of chaos. And before you go, remember, you do not need to change your entire life today. But today, you can stop abandoning yourself. See you in the next video.